All right, let's talk about the Colorado Buffs here for a little bit. Look, this is a Colorado program that's been in the news a lot this offseason. If you would believe what the media is telling you, this has been a very disappointing offseason for the Colorado Buffs and Coach Prime, but the opposite is actually true. And this latest report actually supports that hypothesis. Let's get into this report and then we'll talk about it more in detail on the other side. This is courtesy of Athlon Sports. Louisville defensive line transfer Talfia Thomas revealed via an announcement with On3 that he would be transferring to Colorado. The 6'4", 305-pound Tampa native played in 22 games the past 2 seasons, recording 12 total tackles. Here's the important part. Colorado has assembled a 37-man transfer class that ranks as the number 6 class in the country. All right, number 6 class in the country. That's obviously very, very good. You would believe what you've been hearing in the media. You would hear that Colorado's in total collapse. The opposite is clearly true. This is a program still on the rise. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. But first, Buffs fans, in the comment section below, give us your favorite move Colorado has made this offseason. They've obviously made a ton of them, but we're going to make you pick one. Give us your favorite Colorado Buffs move and put it in the comment section below. But Miles, give me your thoughts on the Colorado Buffs and just everything going on with this program right now.
Yeah, Nick, if we get down to, the minutia of the article first, we look at this and we think to ourselves, okay, Colorado, what do they need help in the last few years? They needed help in the trenches. This guy, Thomas, 6'4", 300 pounds, going to be a big guy in the trenches, played football Power 5 level. This is going to be a great pickup for the Buffs. But I don't really think that is the important part of this article. It's like you said, the Buffs are bringing in a ton of guys through the transfer portal. They've got the top 6 class right now, 37 players. When you hear all of this negative stuff in the media about Colorado, you can't always just listen to it at face value. I think there's a lot of people out to get Coach Prime. I think there's a lot of people out just to make headlines. They know that Coach Prime's popular, and they may even like the guy, but at the end of the day, it's like in movies, people say things like, sex sells or something like that. Stories about Coach Prime get headlines. They get clicks. So that is what they are doing. They are trying to, get people to click on their story, so they release all of this garbage about the Colorado football team right now. But unfortunately, it's been negative. And I don't think you need to look at that. If you really want to know what's going on with the program, you really want to know what's going on in the locker room, how things are going, you got to look at the players coming into the program. With 37 transfers coming to this team, having quality guys, top 6 program, having guys like 3 to 4 guys in the last couple of days transfer over to Colorado. I think this program is doing just fine. I think Coach Prime has a great handle on this locker room. I think the Colorado Buffs are going to be in a really good spot come this coming season. I think the media is overblowing this kind of stuff. I just think that it's either, media pundits trying to hop on the bandwagon or ex-players trying to get their name out there as well, taking digs, trying to talk about negative stuff. Because the fact of the matter is, Coach Prime does run a tight ship. He has very high standards for these guys when they come to his program. He's not an easy coach to play for, but what does he say? He's going to get results. This is where he's going to teach guys how to make it to the NFL. So it's a very desirable program to be because everyone has the same goal. They want to play the best they can to better their futures the best that they can. And if that's not what you want to do, if that's not how you want to act at this program, Coach Prime very, very loudly will tell you just to get out. So if you can't handle that, probably not the program for you. But overall, Nick, I think if you look at the totality of the circumstances, all the players still coming to Colorado, the high ranking of the classes, just the last few days, we've still had guys coming through despite the negative media attention. I think Colorado's in a really good spot, and I'm very excited about this coming season.
Yeah, when you look at the attention, on Twitter, X, social media, or just in, normal ESPN sports media, that the negativity that Colorado and Deion Sanders have faced, it's really overblown, right? I think one of the funnier things is that the defending national champion, the Michigan Wolverines, is literally embroiled into a sign-stealing cheating scandal. And Michigan has gotten 1% of the negativity that Colorado has. And that should really tell you something about just the, I won't say it's coordinated because I don't think that's accurate, but just the entire just wave of attacks on Colorado. But when you focus on what they've done in the transfer portal and just get down to brass tacks, it's been very, very solid. It's been very good. And we know this Colorado program with at the quarterback position and at skill positions. You're looking, of course, at Sanders and, of course, Travis Hunter. They are an elite program at those two spots. Hunter's going to be a top 5 pick. Sanders is going to most likely be a top 5 pick as well in the upcoming NFL draft. They're good at skill positions, generally speaking. Their big weakness, of course, was up front. And they don't have to be great up front. They don't have to be Georgia up front to be a contender next season. They just have to be solid, decent. And if you look at the average rankings in terms of what they've done through the transfer portal, that's exactly what they've accomplished. So if you look at Auburn and South Carolina, two mid-tier solid SEC programs, their transfer portal average ranking, Auburn per prospect 88.15, South Carolina 88.0. If you look at Colorado, 87.85. So literally what Colorado has done is they're building a talent level, specifically in the front seven and the offensive line, at the same level as Auburn, at the same level as South Carolina. And that's exactly what they need, right? They don't need to be Georgia, right? They don't need to be Michigan. They don't need to be Ohio State up front and in the front seven. If they can be South Carolina, if they can be Auburn, that level, this will be a great football team in 2024, and that's exactly what they've accomplished. It's one of the more underrated moves anyone has made this entire offseason, what Colorado has done in the transfer portal, and it just goes to show sometimes the negative publicity, it's totally disconnected from reality, and I think this Buffs program, led by Deion Sanders, led by Coach Prime, is in a much stronger position than people would have you believe.